Hey guys!
Alright folks, we're here today to do the video that won the Patreon poll of the week. Die Art is Murder. Through Blood, I Purify. First song, first video with their new lead singer. New times for Die Art is Murder.
Yeah.
So, and we're here to check it out, like always. So, anyways, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's fucking go. Let's do this. Ooh, what a slab of meat this was. Anyhow, what do you think? Thoughts?
His vocals, I don't know about you, but they kind of remind me
Joe Bad?
of Joe Bad, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I thought exactly the same thing when the song started.
They have the same seasoning as Joe Bad's vocals. And
I agree,
and I like
100%.
that. I like that. Because I've always
This
said,
almost sounds more like a Fit for an Autopsy
it
song
does.
than
It
a
does.
Die
It
Art
sounds
is
like one of
Murder
those
song.
like heavier Fit for an Autopsy songs. Because normally nowadays they have.
Fuck, it's funny that we both were thinking the same thing when the song started.
Oh, I think if you listen to enough Fit for an Autopsy and you listen to this, that's exactly where your head's gonna go. Oh, is this a feature? Like, is he the new lead singer? Like,
He's not.
He's not. But
He's got enough on his plate.
Very true. But yeah, like I that was the first thing I thought. Like the first sentence came out, I'm like, reminds me of the bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Joey from the block.
Joey from the block. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing, at least for me, because I really like Joe Bad's vocals.
Me too.
And I've always said when it comes to deathcore, they've always been my favorite deathcore. He's always been my favorite deathcore vocalist, and he's in my top 5 vocalists. So there is that.
Of all time? No, not of all time, like of the music you listen to?
Of the music I listen to. Not of all time. If of all time, I would definitely say, like, even stuff that I'm not so into, I can see.
You can appreciate it.
I can appreciate that the vocals are probably better than some stuff I listen to.
Yeah, fair enough.
But when it comes to the stuff I listen to, and it comes to deathcore, for me, nothing touches Joe. It's like, Will is very low compared to where Joe is.
By Will, do you mean Ramos?
Yes.
Fuck, you rate Joe above Will Ramos?
I have to. And people are gonna be like, dude, I like Will's. Will Ramos has really good vocals, right? But I don't. When it comes to the rating of his vocals, I don't add like the funny shit he does at the end of the
guy
song.
made deathcore popular again.
I know, I understand that. But
he revived the band.
But his vocals are not the only thing doing that.
The band was dying a slow death until he came around.
I was gonna say the vocals are not the only thing that saved that band. I think, dude, the song.
The band had a whole.
Had a whole redone.
Yeah, they were like the phoenix that rose from the ashes.
Exactly.
But he's a huge part of
it.
He's
definitely a huge part of it. No,
the same way Joe is a huge part of the Fit for an Autopsy's
growth. Yes. So for me, I think when it comes to deathcore, that's my top 2 right there.
Easily.
But for me, Joe is ahead. Ahead. I think it's more because of my preference of deathcore. Fit for an Autopsy, you'll find me listening to a lot more Fit for an Autopsy than Lorna Shore, although I like both bands equally.
Me too, actually. Me too.
I love both bands equally, but I'll listen to one more than the other, so technically...
The more you're talking, the more I'm starting to agree with you. Just saying. Just saying. But, anyways, go ahead. But it's not Joe.
I know. But, these vocals sounding a little bit like Joe allowed me to enjoy the song even more, because also what I've said.
So let me ask you this.
What I've said about Joe's vocals also is that when it comes to deathcore and harsh vocals in general, they've been the ones where you know exactly what he's saying. Like he can even he can roll something or whatever, try to grasp it out, but you'll still know what he's saying, right? And that's the same with these vocals. So I like that. And they have the same intensity. This song is good, and the vocals are very good. I'll let you go now.
No, I wanted to ask you a question, because how did you feel about Diarte's murder before?
And
because that is important for what you're saying now.
Yeah.
You kind of have to establish a little bit of a parallel to how it was before.
I liked Diarte's murder before. But it was not one of my high rotation bands. I enjoyed when we would do singles. If it came on, I wouldn't turn it off. They were an enjoyable, especially, I can't remember what album came out where you were playing it nonstop.
I think it was during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was also during the pandemic. That was good. But like I said, it was not one of my, when it came to deathcore, I was going to Lorna Shore. I'm trying to remember, obviously Fit for an Autopsy, and I'm trying to remember the name of the other band that is leaving me for some reason.
Carnifex? Maybe?
Carnifex is there, but I'm trying to think of it, Shadow of Intent.
Oh, Shadow of Intent. With Ben Durr. Ben Durr.
See, I was going to Ben Durr before going to these guys. That was my...
When the opportunity comes to you, you have to Ben Durr.
You have to Ben Durr.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet Ben Durr.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I can't wait to Ben Durr. But anyways, sorry.
But yeah, so they were not they were a band that I enjoyed, but they weren't when it comes to the genre, they wouldn't be what I was going for. If I was in the area, sure, right? But I think
you missed your opportunity to meet him, because they were playing with Flesh God Apocalypse on this last North American tour, so you missed that opportunity.
So now going with this, I enjoyed this song, right? But I do feel like the vocal change allowed me to enjoy it even more. So I do think that with these new vocals, as someone who wasn't a huge Die Artist Murder fan beforehand, so the change of the vocals is not going to do anything to me because it's not going to be like, oh, I missed, they're better with the old I'm not there, right? So for me, I'm going into this change of vocals with a clean slate, and so I can appreciate the old ones, but these ones are really good and they remind me of Joe, and it hits hard. Like they hit hard. So I really like this, and I'm hoping to see where this goes. Like I'm hoping it's going in a good path, at least for my preference.
All right. So having said all of that, I mean, I agree with everything that you said. So there's not much not much more I can add. What can I say? I'm like you said everything. I'm trying to think of something you didn't say that I can add to this conversation, but I'm kind of drawing a blank here.
Huh?
Okay, I like Die Artist Murder more than you probably because I've always ranked them in my top 5 deathcore bands of all time. Like I've always had Die Artist Murder there. Obviously Lorna Shore and Fit for an Autopsy as well. Shadow of Intent, Cardin Effects. To me, those are my 5 go-to deathcore bands of all time. So I've perhaps rated them higher than you. I really like this band. Having said that, I've seen them live a bunch of times and never with their former vocalist because he was never with them whenever I saw them on tour. And now I'm not going to see him either because unless I'm planning to move to Australia and buy a house and I need a real estate agent, maybe then I'll see him there, showing me the house around and whatever real estate agents do. But outside of that, and it's not happening, I'm not moving to Australia, so that's not going to happen. Unless he moves to this part of the world and starts selling some houses here,
He'd
which
make
I don't.
some good money.
But I don't think that's going to happen either. So anyhow, so that boat has sailed, and we're here now. Now I'm with you. The moment the song started, I thought about Joe because the vocal delivery, especially especially on those lower notes, is very similar.
But also, I think the cadence,
the way he delivers the words, he has this almost the same kind of movement that as Joe has. So I'm with you. The moment the song started, that's exactly where my mind went. If I heard this song and not knowing what song I'm hearing, I don't think this is Fit for an Autopsy because it doesn't have the guitar sound that Fit for an Autopsy has. But I would be like, is this Joe on somebody else's song?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I would have gone with. So I'm with you on that. And I'm a huge fan of his vocal delivery. So obviously this kind of vocal delivery for this track and for this band, I think fits perfectly.
It does. It does.
And listening to this song, I also feel like the old repertoire, the old discography of the band is not going to be impacted whatsoever. I mean, they've already toured with this guy anyway, so people that went to see the shows in Europe, they already got it. And by the way, they were on tour with Fit for an Autopsy. So people that went to see those shows, they already got to see what the band is doing. But for us here, this is my first time hearing this guy on a track because the previous album, they fired the guy when the album was coming out, all of that nonsense. I know that then they re-released the album with him doing the vocals, but I don't have that version of the album. I actually have the original version of the album that came out. So this to me is my first taste of him singing one of the tracks. I like it. I think it fits well with the past, fits well with the present, and it's going to fit well with the future. So, and regardless of all the mess that happened, that's none of my bizwax.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't have
I was gonna make sure. There are portions of the vocals that are not fully like Joe. Like obviously he has his own
bits and pieces here.
His own bits of his own DNA in there, which I think it's more of like the graspier and like.
I think it's also the style and pronunciation of the words.
Yeah. Some stuff is different, but it's not. It's not like I'm only enjoying the Joe. I enjoy those parts too. I enjoy those. No,
I enjoy the track fully.
Yeah.
This is a great track, so I enjoy the song fully. So
I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm excited to see what the next record because now they have an opportunity to have some seasoning between all of them. Tour together, do shit together, create a new album together. So I think it's going to be an interesting approach for the band, and we'll be here to find out.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for everybody that voted for this video to be the #1 choice of the week. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll see you all at the next one.
See ya.